Hello guys and welcome back to the Cedi Investor. So in today's news wrap, we have a couple of news today. First off, we have a news from Northern Reports, and they say that Ghana to return to domestic bond market with first 3 billion issuance in Q4 2025. So basically, they are anticipating that the Ghana's bond market is going to reopen in about 3 to 4 months time. We are going to give our thoughts on that and how it's going to affect the whole investing landscape in Ghana. Up next, we have a report from Volt News, and they say Ghana's inflation is set to drop sharply to 16%. We are going to discuss if I agree with their prediction or not and how that is going to affect me as an investor. Also, we have another story from Northern Reports, and it says that the JRA to impose 15% VAT on non-life insurance premiums starting from 1st July. July, there's a lot of things that are starting off with July. The telcos have to increase their data bundle by 15% for MTN and 10% for the other telcos on 1st July. And now we have a new VAT tax that is being imposed on non-life insurance. I'm an investor of Enterprise Group, so we're going to go over what I think about this and how that is also going to affect me investing into insurance companies. Then we'll end off this news wrap with a funny thing that happened during this past week. EcoBank is suing a woman who has been charged with money laundering. She mistakenly spent about 800k that was sent to her account. We'll also go over that. So let's get into it. So let's start off from the finance minister's offices, and we have news that the finance minister is planning to re-enter the bond market in Q2 2025. And it says Ghana is set to re-enter the domestic bond market by September to December 2025, aiming to raise about 3 billion Ghana cedis through medium-term notes as part of its border debt restructuring and fiscal consolidating strategy. And proceeds from this issuance will be primarily used to refinance higher yielding short-term treasury bills. We haven't really seen any new bonds issuances. The government has been relying solely on the treasury bill market to raise funds. So I think this is going to be very good. My initial thoughts on this is going to give some sort of alternative to investments. When it comes to the Ghana market right now, there's not really a diverse level of investment options for you. You either have mutual funds, stocks, or treasury bills at the moment. With treasury bills, we've seen that the GOG is continuously cutting rates, so the likelihood of you making higher returns, it's at the moment really low. On the stock market, because of it being very bullish from the beginning of the year, it's quite difficult to get your hands on stocks. It will really take a lot of patience for you as an investor. So I think this is really great news because it will give you as an investor an option. One thing that I would love to know is the coupon rate that the government is planning on putting on these new issuances, and also the yield. Is it going to be better compared to the treasury bill ones or even the current new bonds? So I think it's interesting, and yeah, I'll be looking forward to that. Up next, we have news from IC Research, and they predict that inflation for June is going to be 16%. And they say that they remain cautiously optimistic. They forecast a 240 basis point drop in the 2025 June inflation figure, and this is going to be driven by favorable exchange rate movements and targeted government policies. The country may be entering a period of stronger price stability. So my initial thoughts on this is I completely agree with them. I wouldn't be so confident of a 16% inflation drop. I'll probably be looking at around maybe a 16.5 to about a 17% in terms of June 2025 inflation. But then I really understand where they are coming from. I think because of the massive appreciation of the Cedi and even the hawkish stance of the MPC keeping the policy rate at 28%, I expect inflation to continuously decline and even the base effects compared to last year is very favorable, so everything is pointing to inflation declining. It starts to make yields on treasury bills very attractive. Now we know that the 91-day bill is currently 14.7 and the 364-day bill is like 15.5% on yield. So that's the amount you'll be getting if you invest in tradable right now. So if we expect inflation to continuously decline and hits government's target of about 12 to 11%, we can definitely get real returns on our money. So by the end of any tradable investment that you do at the moment, you're going to get a higher return compared to the price of goods and services. So you're going to get a real return on your money. And I think that's very wonderful to see as an investor. Moving forward, we have the government, and they've just imposed a new tax which is effective on 1st of July. And it says the tax measure will apply to a range of general insurance policies, including property, health, and travel insurance. Motor insurance premiums, however, will remain exempt. The GRA has indicated that the new policy forms part of measures outlined in the 2025 budget to enhance tax compliance and expand the country's revenue base. The imposition of VAT on insurance premiums effectively increases the cost of coverage for individuals and businesses, who will now be required to pay an additional 15% in taxes on top of their premium payments. So this is very interesting. As a consumer, as an individual, or as a business owner, any insurance coverage that you are going to be paying, there's essentially going to be a 15% additional tax added to it, apart from motor and life insurance. Anything involving property, health, and travel, there's going to be a 15% VAT on it. So I'm very curious to know how that is going to affect Enterprise Group. In terms of their expenditure, it's not really going to affect Enterprise Group because this is a tax that's going to be pushed towards the consumer. Enterprise as a business is not really going to absorb this tax, but it's really going to push it to consumers. So the only way I can see it's affecting Enterprise is maybe reducing the number of premiums that individuals or businesses want to subscribe to. So apart from that, I don't really see it affecting Enterprise. And finally, we end off with this news, and it says the woman has been remanded for allegedly stealing 800k mistakenly transferred to her account. So my question to you guys right now is, if this happened to you, what would you do? If 800 Ghana cedis mistakenly was sent into your account, are you going to spend it? Are you going to call the bank? Like, what are you going to do? They said the verdict will be coming out in 7th of July. That's when the court is going to give their verdict. So I'll probably give an update on that video. This news was just funny for me to see. It involves EcoBank, one of the companies that is currently in my watch list. So I think it was just funny to see something like this happening. But let me know what your thoughts are on all the stories that we shared today, especially on the bond market. Are you interested in investing into bonds? Do you currently own any bonds? Also, let me know what you think about the 15% VAT tax. Is it really going to, do you think it's going to affect Enterprise Group? And lastly, what do you think about this trader story? If 800 Ghana cedis entered your account, what would you have done? Would you have spent it or not? Thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, and also share to other people. I really appreciate that.